Good day, you beautiful brave hearts. It's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to talk to you. It's an honor to serve you. And that's the truth. I want to call this one a day today the doctor's doctor. What am I talking about? Well, the doctor's doctor will have a heart, will only come from the heart, not the mind. The mind is a landmine. My daughter was saved by the medical system when there was an accident. Her liver was split in half. Okay. She lost enough blood that, they had to pump all the blood that was in the helicopter into her. They saved her life. Now, how often does that happen in life? Not often. The majority of the population chooses the medical system for their health care. There's no heart in that. There's no heart in that at all. I will never go to a medical doctor. I would only go to a medical doctor if I was in an emergency. Most of you understand this that are on this platform, but the majority of the population have no clue. All right. They should go look up the Rockefeller family. They should go into my library and watch the video, the Rockefeller Report. The whole medical system today is all based around the Rockefellers that don't give a shit. And I know I just swore, but they don't care. They don't care for any of you. And then understand this. Whatever happened to us? What happened to us? We have dumbed ourselves down so much. People will go to their doctor, they'll get 1,000 tests. If I went to a doctor right now and I got a blood test, a urine test, prostate exam, x-ray, I don't need any of these. You need them because you think you do. You actually need them because you believe in disease. I don't believe in disease. Had a chiropractor who's been a chiropractor for a quarter of a century call me and go, Dr. Wolf, I need your help. And then he proceeded to tell me about his shoulder problem, his spinal problem, his neck problem, his knee problem. And then also he was using medical terminology. And I said to him, you do know that everything you just told me doesn't exist. This is all just scar tissue, crystallization, and inflammation. It's really amazing. But the more the doctor's approved by the government, and the more the doctor goes to like college, university, I mean, if you go for a surgeon, you go for a surgeon, but you should only need surgery, in a life-threatening situation. And that's not the case because 97% of all surgery could be reversed. Nobody needs it. They're just turning us all into robots, but we are already pretty dumbed down, I'd say. Anyways, I said to him, all of these names that you gave, all of these problems throughout your body, it's all the same thing. It's displaced calcium crystallization and scar tissue formation. He goes, I know, I just realized that. Okay, so he's a chiropractor, 25 years of training. I'm not putting him down. Having a straight spine is really important, but his spine's not straight. His spine's too straight. Do you understand? His spine is actually fused. I worked on a friend of his that he was unable to help. And that's why he called me. But understand this. Yesterday, I get a call from a medical doctor and oncologist out of Australia. Okay, and his wife has, they call it cancer. I call it stage 4 inflammation. And he wants me to be the practitioner for his daughter. I mean, not his daughter, his wife. So now he's an oncologist. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Anyway, so he's an oncologist and he understands everything about tumors. Okay. But he doesn't understand. He understands them on a medical point of view, but he doesn't understand them on an emotional point of view. His wife went and into my library and watched the emotional chemistry of cancer, disease, and healing. And he said, I was just blown away. Then I watched Reverse the Irreversible. She told me to watch it. And meanwhile, she told me to do this a year ago when she had this breast cancer problem, and I wouldn't do it. And now he's reading through the whole Perfect Day guide, and he's blown away. And he wants to take our training, wants me to do a personal training. I'm going over there to Australia near the end of June, and I'm doing like a 4 or 5 week lecture tour all around Australia. And then we're doing a complete training. And this complete training is the Whole Life Health Coach certified, and the which is 9 days. And then the Wolf Non-Surgical, which is 12 days. Hey, do you know anybody else that can take a tumor and reduce it by 30%? Okay, in 20 minutes to 40 minutes. You do know that all tumors and fibroids are made out of scar tissue crystallization and calcification. You do know that if you can create a disease on an unconscious level, that if you were conscious and had a strategy, you could reverse it. So anyways, I told him, yeah. So now what he wants me to do, so he doesn't want to come to the course because I get it, you know. He's the head of oncology, okay, at a hospital. So that's a little tricky, isn't it? You know, I don't know, I guess maybe. But the reality is I told him I'll do whatever I can for his wife, and we'll do that from here. The reality is you don't have to travel all around the world. You just have to have a proper strategy and the proper nutraceuticals that'll bring the thunder down. And I mean, bring the thunder down. And I have those products. You know, when I was running my clinic, we would have somebody go back home from hospice every 3 weeks to a month. And that's only because we're not serving everybody that goes to hospice. You have to understand, when people go to hospice, you know, that's supposed to be the end days. And it's only at the end days because nobody understands that we are electrical. We're 1.4 volts in every cell. We got 50 trillion cells, 700,000 volts. And guess what? The medical system doesn't recognize the spirit or the electrical conductivity of the body, except guess what? If I went to get an MRI or I get ultrasound or do any type of testing, okay, it's all testing my spirit energy. Do you get that? Seriously? Oh, you don't believe me? And you doctors, you want to challenge me, come right on ahead and challenge me. But the reality is this, okay? I called this the doctor's doctor because I have more medical doctors, chiropractors, physiotherapists, massage therapists, and people come to me because we offer a money back guarantee that just in the first treatment will prove to you that everything is reversible. And I said everything. Now, it won't be reversible, though, if you have a landmine and you come to me and you're a doubting Thomas, and let's say your wife or your husband say, go see Dr. Wolf, who he's just a quack. And then you just want to come to prove them wrong because the mind created your dis-ease because there are no diseases. You're just out of alignment. Whether people believe it or not, if we had unconditional love on this planet for ourselves and for each other, there would be no diseases. We wouldn't need money. There wouldn't be any wars. But, you know, because people are at war with themselves, it's so easy to go to war with their neighbor and other people around the world. But the biggest thing is what we don't realize is you go to war with yourself. Why do you want to kill the cancer? Why do you want to kill the cancer? Why do you want to burn it out? Why do you want to cut it out? Why aren't you just loving yourself well? Well, because guess what? You don't know zippo about health. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the majority of the population, though. And the reality is, you know that I'm telling the truth. That's the God's truth. You go anywhere around the world and you're going to find the same thing because guess what? Think about this. You went to school. You were there for at least 12 years, or maybe you're there for 15. Or maybe you're there for close to 20 and you don't know anything. You don't know how to love yourself, care for yourself. You don't know how to feed yourself. You don't know how to feed another human being. And medical doctors know absolutely nothing about health, but, oh, They're the primary care, and I'm the alternative. No, I'm the doctor's doctor. I will never need a doctor unless I need emergency care. And everyone here on this planet, I mean, not everyone, 99% of the population is in an emergency all day long because they're so fearful. Because guess what? You can program any human being to jump off a cliff every day. I mean, how many times a day do you die? How many times a day do you tap on your adrenals and dump that adrenaline? And then guess what? You're not even running it off. Okay, you don't turn it into excitement. You just go in there and eat holes through your body. 3 days ago, I get a call from a GP. Okay, and he's out of St. Louis, and he's coming to see me. Why? Well, because guess what? He doesn't want back surgery. Okay, they told him that they probably have to fuse his spine and maybe even put a rod in. Seriously? Guess what? And he goes, "This is not right." And guess what? Now it's not right because it's him, but it was right. It was okay before when it's someone else. Wait till it hits your home. Wait till it hits your house. Okay. Let's just hope it's not too late. All right. You know, I know that I'm the minority of the minority. And also, some of you will go, "You're not a doctor." Well, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm a natural health doctor and I earned it. And I don't care what you think, because most of the people out there, they don't think. Have you walked around and taken a look around? Okay. I mean, you hardly find anybody that's lean and keen. Okay. You know, here's a guy. He's just delivering for UPS, and he's a big guy, and he's limping back to his UPS truck. I mean, I didn't make this up. I mean, there it is right there. And guess what? I could go over there, and in 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I could work on his SI joint. Okay. And the front of his hip. And it would take me 10 minutes max, and he wouldn't have that problem anymore. But he's going to limp around with this forever because it doesn't matter. A chiropractic adjustment is not going to help him. Drugs, they're just going to cut off his gut-brain connection, and he's still going to be on fire. He's still going to be on pain. He's going to be still in pain, but he won't feel it because he's on drugs and he's numbed out. For God's sakes, you know as well as I do, 99% of the population take drugs to numb out their emotions, energy, and motion. They're killing themselves. Drugs are toxic. End of story. I get it. You got to numb yourself out today. Well, find the answer. You don't want to come to me. I've taught thousands of people, along with my son, Dr. Sage Wolf. We've taught thousands of Wolf non-surgical therapists, and it's Wolf non-surgical. Okay. All right. I've got people that come to me and their back is totally frozen. They're in so much pain. They don't know what to do. It's like the end of the world. And then guess what? 2 hours later, it's not. And especially if I have my Cellsonic and then I do the non-surgical, I'm going to give you a money back guarantee. No chiropractor does that. No massage therapist, no physiotherapist. I'm not putting these people down. All of these people are good at what they do, but nobody is as good as us when it comes to chronic health care. And the world is suffering from it. And I'll give you a money back guarantee on our consults. This isn't a pitch because we need more. I'm trying to tell you that almost all the body workers and all the so-called doctors and practitioners out there were sucker punched. You know, we're not patient. We don't come together. We don't strategize. So we believe the lies. I know that everybody's looking for the savior, the hero, but they're not coming. It's not going to show up. Most of you will never do it. You come to a whole life coach, health coach certification, whether you want to start a business, you're a psychologist, psychiatrist, you're a practitioner, you want to up your game in nutrition, emotional, physical, or you just want to heal yourself and have a great life. Take a look at the testimonials that people did yesterday and the day before. I just finished the whole life health coach. And then watch the testimonials from the Wolf Non-Surgical in Stuart, Florida that's going on right now. And then watch the testimonials from the Women's Pelvic Restoration course. We're the best there is. I'm the best there is. I'll come up. And when I say this, it's because I need the word to get all around the world. And I need to teach as many people Wolf Non-Surgical, along with my son and my other practitioners. And I need people to become their own whole life health coach, to become their own hero, from victim to hero, okay, from patient to practitioner. I'm the doctor's doctor. So when you've gone to all the doctors and taken all the drugs, okay, then you can come to me, and then we're going to have the media, and we're going to have the so-called government, part of those agencies, saying that I'm feeding on the sick. I didn't make you sick. You made yourself sick by believing in sickness. You made yourself sick by believing in diseases. You made yourself sick by believing in drugs. You made yourself sick by going to a doctor that knows nothing about health. And then you come to us, and then we offer you a money-back guarantee on your first treatment and your consultation, and nobody else is doing it. And then guess what? I'm the rip-off guy. But you've been set up. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're sick. These sick beliefs were force-fed into you. We are human beings. We are light, energy, electrical, magnetic, beautiful beings. Oh boy. Okay. All right. This guy's delivering for Amazon, and you're going to think I'm making this up. I'm not going to show you him. I just pulled up. I'm here in a parking lot. How does this even happen? This guy's belly, I guarantee you that, let me see here. He's walking by me right now, going back to the truck. I don't know. I think that could be 100 inches, that around. It probably weighs close to 280 pounds. But see, nobody sees that anymore. You see, what's abnormal has become normal. It's actually normal to go to a drug dealing, knife flicking, okay, radiating, microwaving practitioner. What does that say about the love that that person has for themselves? But they don't even know it. How can you love yourself? How can you love yourself in a world, in a family, in a group that nobody loves themselves? Okay, so whenever I do a course, you know, we do what's called a Braveheart Circle, and everybody gets up. No, I love myself. Well, I guess, you know, first of all, I'll never compare myself to anybody walking around here right now. I wouldn't do that, because then I just limited my potential, and I'm not in competition with anyone. And remember something, that all the statistics are all based on failing and how we're a weak society. Yes or no? Yes or no? Oh, you know, statistically, you're doing great, Daryl. No, I'm doing amazing. Thank you. You know, my birthday's in 8 weeks and I'll be 67, and I'm not slowing down for nothing. You know, I will never act 67. I'll never act 47. I'll act 27. Is that okay with you? And I'm going to, because where the mind goes, the body follows. And guess what? The medical system doesn't own my mind. The government doesn't own my mind. The majority doesn't own my mind, and they're not going to. And if you haven't realized by now, it doesn't matter if the majority like me or love me, believe me or don't believe me, because I'm here for the people that believe in themselves and know that they can become their own practitioner and their own healer. You know, I have what's called the pdgfree.com. Okay. It's a guide. Go to pdgfree.com. And if you're a practitioner or you're someone who would like to come up against me, just give me a call and we'll have a show together. Try to see if you can put holes through that book, or try to see if my intentions are not coming from my heart and they're coming from my pocketbook or from my ego, which there is no ego. I hope you know that. When they say go kill your ego, There's no such thing as an ego. There's just people who lack confidence and are always overshooting. I don't have an ego. I'm bloody well in this for over 40 years. I'm the only practitioner. I'm the only school that gives a money back guarantee on the trainings and certifications. I don't see anybody else doing that. If you're so good, why aren't you doing it? If you're such a great practitioner and you want to put me down and tell me that, I feed off of people, then why aren't you giving a money back guarantee? I'm not hiding out anywhere. I'm right here. I'll be in Toronto on the 23rd doing a day with the doc. That's free. You come, you take what you want. My pdgfree.com guide is free. My whole library is free. It's the biggest self-care, self-love library in the world. Where's the scam? People go, he's got to be up to something. God, just think if I was a medical doctor and then I went holistic, I wouldn't have to deal with all this bantering, but who cares? I would never do that. I'm not going to wear a plaque for a reason. You don't even have to, you can call me Daryl. You don't have to call me doctor. But did I earn it? Oh, yeah, I earned it more than these other guys. Are you kidding? You must be kidding me. Seriously. And understand something. If you want to love yourself, if you want to take care of yourself, you are not going to get the approval of your family and your friends. You might get one or two going, yeah, that's only because they want it. And understand something. Don't get upset. If you're going to be part of the minority, what do you think? The majority is going to embrace you? I mean, most people don't understand the mind. They don't understand that the subconscious is programmed from 0 to 7, and 70% of all the belief systems that we're taught from 0 to 7 are negative. And people don't understand that they have the same 70,000 thoughts every day, and that if they just change them and whatever they want, if they did a Braveheart Heroes contract and actually just said, okay, if I truly love myself and I believe that I could heal from anything, or I could live anywhere, or become anything, or do anything, what would that look like? And then you write that down. And then every morning you take a look at your contract, and every night you look at your contract. And you do it for 33 days, and now you're getting close to your authentic self. You know how I can love everyone? I can love everybody on this planet because I love myself. And I'm telling you right now that only 1 out of 10,000 people have unconditional love for themselves and everybody else. And everybody here, they have unconditional love for themselves. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 walking around. I don't really know where. I've been doing this for over 40 years. And guess what? I want you to put me out of business. And how are you going to do that? Well, you're not going to. Because the humic and fulvic's all gone from the soil. They've stripped the soil. They've poisoned the soil. You can't get well by eating from a supermarket. You've got to buy nutraceuticals. You can't buy supplements anymore. They're too low vibrational. People are way too toxic. Too much blue light, too much 5G. Nobody comes on and challenges me. But my products are the highest frequency vibrational products on the planet that I know of. And if anybody's got one out there that really rocks, I mean, you got to understand, everything that you eat and drink leaves the body. So the most important thing in there is the frequency and the vibration it leaves behind, because that flips the switch. You can turn cancer on, you can turn cancer off. You can turn any disease on and off, and it's all frequency. So guess what? Your attitude and gratitude, a slight smile on your face, connected to your breath. Vitamin L is the most important nutrient on the planet, and people don't really know about it because, whether I talk about this girl here or just gentleman over there, the reality is guess what? People don't love themselves. They use everyone to get their love. And that's why marriages are so dysfunctional. That's why children today are so dysfunctional. Every relationship is dysfunctional. If I rely on my kids and Lori to give me the love that I feel I deserve, that's called terrorism. If you were to totally unconditionally love yourself and know how to care for yourself, take a look at my PDG guide and go through the 12 loving steps there if you like reading. If you don't like reading, go into my library and watch the masterclass for free, or do the Braveheart online emotional masterclass for free. Free, 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 free. Set yourself free. Free, free, free. Set yourself free. I'll keep giving everything I can free. okay, to let you know that I love you and I will just keep on doing whatever I can to a certain degree. Why do you think 4 months ago we started running a sale every week, big sales every week, as deep as we can, and keep our doors open? Because guess what? It's not because people aren't putting their prices up, okay, because the product's worth more. It's because the dollar's worth less. And this is why we closed 3 fulfillment centers, and I'm off to Texas this afternoon. I'm going to go catch a plane. And I'm going to go make sure the fulfillment center is running okay there in Texas, because we shut the other 3 down and now we do it ourselves. And that will help us to not have a price hike, at least for another year. Either that or we're going to have to put our prices up 20, 30%. Can you believe that? Because everybody else did it to me. So now everybody else is putting their prices up that does my products 20 to 30%. So what do? We close down all our fulfillment centers, and that caused a little bit of chaos. Well, trying to move everything over to the new fulfillment center. But it's not about the money for me anymore. Guys, it can't be about the money anymore. And if it's about the money, you won't have any. If it's about the disease, you're going to have no health. People don't get it. Those that are always worried about money, and if you took all that energy and you found your passion, you found your purpose, you spent 2 hours, 3 hours a day working on your passion. I'm putting this out there to everyone. The world needs 1 million whole life health coaches. And believe it or not, even if you've never taken a health course in your world, I want you to come more. I have more trouble with naturopathic doctors taking my course and doctors than anyone else. I don't, you just got out of high school, but you love health. You're so passionate. You know that self-love and self-care is the answer. Then come and take my course. You'll make $150 minimum an hour. You may not get all the consultations you want at the beginning, but I'll go through every case history with you until you're ready to fly. This is what I do. How would you like to learn a body work that you can offer a money back guarantee, and I will back that for you? That's after the 12 days that you took the course. You're going to have chiros coming, physios coming. You're going to have acupuncturists coming. They're all going to come to you because it's always been a scar tissue crystallization issue. And if you don't want to do it for a living, go home and rock your world and fix yourself and your family. Or don't. I have no expectations of my day except to connect myself to my breath, have a slight smile on my face, and know that the God that created the universe has never judged me. I'm off the hook, baby. And that I can have the most wonderful day, and I don't have to get wrapped up in all of the pain and suffering in the world, because guess what? You're part of it. Every one of you that do the moaning, the groaning, the complaining, the explaining. Did you hear? Did you hear? Stick it up your rear. Did you hear? It's all a big setup. I mean, you don't know it, but yeah, it's the Collins family, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. They all work together. They don't even like each other, but they work together because, wow, to hog tie 8 billion people, wow, that's a powerhouse. And they've done it for 250,000 years. And then people don't even believe that. They go, what are you talking about? That's not real history. Well, what do you think? Real history comes from high school or college or university? No, 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 no. It's his story. They rewrote the story on health care. They rewrote the story on our history, about our ancestors. I mean, it's all just, no. You know what? This may be a slave planet, but I am not a slave. And if you don't want to be a slave, then join our Braveheart Nation. I mean it. Join our Braveheart Nation. Jump on in. I'll be coming out with my app on August the 8th. I'm opening up my brand new studio in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo on July the 8th. And there we will be. This is a professional studio. I've got 3 Disney people coming to do the lighting, and our cameras are just as good as any TV places. We have put a lot of money into this. And with our Braveheart Nation app in our studio, we're opening up Braveheart Nation True Vision, and that will be going worldwide. And don't hesitate to call me. If you've got something and you've got the fire in you, we want to hear from you. We are Braveheart Nation and we are stronger together. Start minding your own business and only focus on what you want to see in your life. Those things that keep on distracting you, disrupting you, making you feel like you want to throw up, don't keep going back to that table. Find your passion, find your purpose, and understand something. You know, I may call a big game, but guess what? I'm the guy that gives the money back guarantee. And within the first treatment, I go beyond their expectations. I bet you only 1 out of 100 people that I won't, and I can't fight the mind, especially if it's a landmine. If you come in to prove me wrong, you're going to win. If you come in and you don't want to fight, you want to be happy, you want to be healthy, you believe in vibration and frequency, you want to mind your own business, you want to learn how to do the perfect day on an emotional, nutritional, physical, and spirit level, I'll give you a guarantee. You're going to rock your world. But guess what? If I'm the next thing on the list, or you're coming because your wife pushed you, your husband pushed you, or you're coming because you're fearing you're going to die, and they just told you that you've got stage 4 cancer and you've only got a few days to live, and you don't understand that you're a spirit being and they don't know what they're talking about. Because as soon as you change your mind, as soon as you change your personality, as soon as you no longer are a statistic, you're created by God Almighty. So let's start acting like it. If you want, hang around. Take a look at the few slides I have right here. He'll show them quickly. We're going to show our Australian tour, where we're going. Then we're going to show next year's trainings, where we're going to be around the world. And at the end, okay, I'm going to show my Braveheart Oath. Why don't you read my Braveheart Oath? Just stay long enough and read the oath. Read the oath with your heart. Put your hand on your heart and read that oath. Let's see if you can take yourself seriously. Let's see if you can take yourself seriously, because they think we're a big joke, because the joke's on us, because we can't love ourselves. That's the truth. That's the God truth. You can make God into any story you want, but God is just unconditional love. That's all that was. That's my spirit was created by that, but I'm not going to tell you my body was created by God Almighty. No way. Definitely not my brain. Okay. That was a setup. I was set up, baby. Okay. Just know this. I love you unconditionally. Have a beautiful day, and God bless everyone. Thank you for joining me.